Hey you guys, this is Jess with Sourceful Journey, back with another video. I wanted to do the quick video with you here, just really delving into some details. I guess you can say it would be more of a continuation of an older video that I had put up on my other social media platforms. I think I have it on this platform too, on TikTok, but I have it up on YouTube. So this question I get quite often was really more so in regards to what are some of the signs or things that I've noticed that let me know that I was embarking on this spiritual journey and I was doing so for a reason. And this is some things that I kind of like noticed over time. So yeah, without further ado, I'll share my little bit here as well of some of the things that I encountered in my own day-to-day that led me to realize that I was put on this path for a reason. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and just jump right in. Now, some of the things that I've noticed over time, even up to present day, typically you hear a lot of us talk about the dreams and the visions that we had, us seeing the signs and synchronicities. That too plays a huge factor. But to go a bit deeper, for me, what I've noticed over time were the different occasions where I came across various scents. So it's usually a mixture. A lot of times it could be where I might pick up on a scent of a very pleasant perfume or a flower, more of a floral scent. Or it could be maybe another scent that's more so aligned with maybe something that I might have given to a passed on loved one, like my mother. I've also had occasions where I would also pick up on scents quite heavily that are aligned with what we call rigor mortis. For those who don't know, look it up. It's RIGOR. MORTIS. It's a very strong stench of a smell, like of a corpse, if you will. So I do encounter that as well. A lot of times I might encounter it when I'm driving in my car. I pick up on it quite heavily when I'm driving past a cemetery. That happens. And what else? For the most part, that's usually the case. If I'm ever near a cemetery and, or passing one, or maybe if I'm driving along a certain route, even away from a cemetery, like if a spiritual presence want to make themselves known, maybe because they want you to in some way speak on their behalf, whatever the case may be, they will find ways. And sadly enough, if it may have been a passing that was not natural, if it was a passing more so like maybe someone was murdered, whatever the case may be, you may get that scent, what we consider to be rigor mortis. And it's kind of funny because a lot of times you acknowledging that the presence is there, that it kind of gives them a peace of mind in their own way, but then they'll start to reveal certain things to you just so you know who they are and why they are choosing you to be the one to be aware of their presence. Furthermore, also for some of us, we may notice sparkles. Usually those are what we consider to be ascension symptoms. That happens quite a bit as well. If you do encounter this yourself, don't be alarmed. It is a part of the ascension process. Furthermore, we may see like flashes of light in various parts of our eye. That too, and that's completely conspicuous from the sparkle effect that we talk about. So if you hear us talking about any of that, it's a part of the journey. And so don't be alarmed, it's just a part of the journey for you too. Furthermore, there's also in regards to touches. I talked about this in one of my older videos as well. So for a lot of us, you may hear us talking about noticing different brushes up against the skin, or maybe against our hairline, or maybe what else? Even with pets that have passed on as well. I can tell you there's been times where I could be simply sitting at my dinner table, just eating dinner or whatever, or maybe even in the morning I might be just sitting having breakfast, And I may feel, I had a tongue twister there. I got excited because I was going to tell you this too. I might even be sitting on the edge of my bed. Sorry for the excitement there, you guys. I got a little tongue tied because I was like, wait, let me not forget this part either. There may have been times where I would be sitting on the edge of my bed just watching television, right? And I might feel like something as soft as like a cat's tail rubbing against my skin, against my leg, lower part of my leg. And I remember I used to be freaked out about it because I'm like, what the hell is this? But then I started putting two and two together and I realized, oh, that may be passed on pat. It had to be. And then the more I started noticing it when it would happen sporadically at various points, I realized that's exactly what it was. So if you encounter any of that and you feel creeped out, don't be. More than likely it's a passed on pat. And yeah, just know, again, it's a part of the journey. Also, let's see here. Oh, ear ringing. I'm looking at my notes, you guys, as always, okay? So ear ringing. That's also a huge one in those, well, in the spiritual space for those who are encountering these different occurrences. That's what I wanted to say. So ear ringing, whether it's the left, the right, maybe both ears. It could be high ringing, low ringing. And it's not an everyday occurrence type deal. It usually happens when it's something that you need to pay close attention to. If you guys think back to one of my most recent videos when I was talking about certain words and phrases that I noticed over time, and how I mentioned in one of the videos, I mentioned grandmom. Well, I said grandma. No, I said grandma or grandmother is what I meant to say. And I noticed as soon as I did that, I heard the ringing immediately. And if you looked at my facial expression, you realize I was caught off guard. I'm like, oh, like, whoa. So to me, that was something for me to take note on. But I'm hoping that that might have been something maybe someone else needed to take note on too. But I knew for a fact, once it had happened instantaneously like that, right at the time as I stated those titles, that led me to realize, like, okay, that was something I needed to pay close attention to, and I did just that. Also, I cannot forget this. Alongside seeing the different signs and synchronicities, you may notice also a bit of a repetitive pattern when it comes to certain keywords and phrases in your day-to-day as well. And I would just like to encourage you guys in the collective to pay close attention to how you react when you see those certain words, phrases, things of that nature, because it's happening for a reason. As I mentioned in my previous videos, if you are in any way, shape, form, or fashion noticing a repetitive pattern where certain words, phrases, or things are being spoken of in various videos throughout your day that you're viewing, and you're seeing it's a redundant thing is going on over and over and over, it's happening for a reason. Don't write it off as a coincidence. There's no such thing as a coincidence. I would hope that now, being in 2024, that we are starting to realize this, that there is no such thing as a coincidence. So pay close attention to those little things, and pay close attention to how you respond to it, because that's your sign that you may want to pay close attention to what's being expelled in these videos, or what's being expelled out in the public that you see, that you come across day to day. That is all for this quick video. So I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts. What are some things that you may have noticed when embarking on your spiritual journey? What are some things that you noticed that kind of had you a little shooken up at first, but then as time progressed on, you realize, like, okay, this is just simply a part of the process, and that it's nothing to be afraid of. I feel like I'm forgetting something else. Oh, yes. I just thought about it before I end this video. Another sign that I noticed is that whether it's in my bedroom or anything, like if you have cameras, you're gonna catch a lot of this stuff on your camera as well. As far as the spiritual presence, don't be alarmed. I remember the first time when I was actually leaving the office, I was heading home one evening, And as I was heading home, I was actually riding on the train heading home because I just didn't feel like driving in. And I remember my camera was going off like crazy. I was getting notifications like, what the heck is going on? I'm like, did someone have the nerve to go into my space when I'm not there? And didn't think that a camera or several cameras gonna be put up. I'm like, they are sadly mistaken. I was like, I was wired. I was ready to go. I was ready. As the younger kids say, I was ready to pop off once I got there. Trust. But I didn't have to do that. Part of the reason is because I saw there was spiritual presence on the cameras, and they were active, very, very active. Or the individual, whoever it may have been, was very active. So what's funny is because I remember sitting there looking at it, and it was just going. It was going. I'm like, I can't believe this issue's happening right now. At one point, when I first noticed it, I didn't even want to go home. I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and get a hotel room tonight. I am not going home until that is taken care of. But then I realized that it was nothing to be afraid of. It was more of my spiritual protection being there, or making its presence known. It usually could be a passed on loved one or loved ones, or making their presence known that, you know, you can see us. We know that they know the individuals who have the gifts, who are chosen. They know the ones who are picking up on these various signs and senses. They know that we're here, right? So to top it off, I guess it's a way of getting us beyond that fear, and when it comes to them as well. So if you hear like certain ticking or noises in your space, don't be alarmed. It's nothing that needs to get fixed. It's usually the spiritual presence just trying to make themselves known to you, but they're there to be a support to you. Now, what's funny is because I remember one evening, I think I was like laying in bed, and I just had a feeling something was there. I was like, okay. And so what I did, I actually went on my phone and pulled up the camera, and I saw, in fact, there was presence there when I was laying in my bed. And I remember making some statement about, I know you're here. I'm like, you might as well come out, or something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing. All I know is I remember the moment I said that, I think the spirit realized it was okay to make its presence known, that I was beyond that fear factor that I was initially feeling when I first saw it, or saw the presence in my space. So to make a long story short, that's what it made, the presence known. So as I'm laying in bed and I'm seeing that on camera, I'm laying in bed. But also I saw the presence kind of creep out and be over playing by the camera area too. So it started making its presence known actually right in front of me while I'm laying in bed. That is an experience that I will never forget. And it's the funniest thing because, you know, I really think what's happening is because the veil, and it's been happening for a while, the veil has been between both worlds, the spiritual as well as the physical. And this is why we're having these type of encounters. This is why more people are speaking up about it. And I'm really happy that we have the technology such as these cameras that can catch this stuff, because it further verifies what's been transpiring over the past few years. So it doesn't have others thinking like, oh, they're nuts for what they're talking about. None of that stuff is happening. There is no such thing as ghosts. Blah, blah, blah. You always have the peanut gallery saying their little bit and don't know anything about what the hell they're talking about. But then we have like substantial proof, actual physical proof to show them, you might want to look at this. Then they shut the hell up. It never fails. So that's why for me personally, sharing my story with you guys in terms of what I've encountered in those various areas, but also putting up physical footage so you can see for yourself like, wow, this type of stuff really is happening. It is. Okay, so that is all for this quick video. I'm not sure if it's quick, but I'll say quick enough. Share your stories with me. What are some things you guys may have encountered in your own day to day that led you to realize that you too are on this spiritual journey? Whether it was things you noticed in your space that's been taking place, maybe it's something you noticed out in the public as you go through your day to day. I'd like to hear you guys' stories. So you can either message me in the message box section or DM. You can also choose to put your stories if you like in the comment section below, wherever it may be, whether it's here on my TikTok or Instagram, or you decide to put it on YouTube, that's fine too. As always, consultations are still open. Actually, I'm not doing any consultations this week, and I blocked it out for a reason. I got something good that's coming up today, which is why I'm a little dressed up. But consultations will be back open next week. So definitely look at the calendar. If you find a date that works for you, definitely choose it, and I'll see it, and we'll go from there. But yeah, other than that, as always, I am definitely sending you guys with love and light. And I'll see you in the next video. Bless you guys.